Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Devotions. Pastor Steve here, walking with you in God's Word. A little bit of a understanding. We have actually Hero Day at our school. It's National Lutheran Schools Week. We're into the third day of it and being able to actually speak about heroes. There's going to be superhero costumes. There's going to be people dressing up as their heroes. And I thought it'd be no better fitting than Jesus as my hero. He saved me. And God loved me so much that he sent his only son, Jesus, rescued me from the power of sin, death, and the power of the devil. And so within that, what a great hero day it is, but also diving into wise living. Wise Living Part 1. There's a three-part kind of walk as we have in chapter 13, 14, and 15 in the Proverbs. Excuse me. And we get to have chapter 13, a father to his son once again, and being able to talk about this wisdom of the son. And so Wise Living Part 1, which is chapter 13, verse 1. Let's read together. A wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a mocker does not listen to rebuke. From the fruit of his lips a man enjoys good things, but the unfaithful have a craving for violence. He who guards his lips guards his life, but he who speaks rashly will come to ruin. The sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. The righteous hate what is false, but the wicked bring shame and disgrace. Righteousness guards the man of integrity, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. One man pretends to be rich, yet has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. A man's riches may ransom his life, but a poor man hears no threat. The light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is snuffed out. Pride only breeds quarrels, but wisdom is found in those who take advice. Dishonest money dwindles away, but he who gathers money little by little makes it grow. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. He who scorns instruction will pay for it, but he who respects a command is rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, turning a man from the snares of death. Good understanding wins favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. Every prudent man acts out of knowledge, but a fool exposes his folly. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a trustworthy envoy brings healing. He who ignores discipline comes to poverty and shame, but whoever heeds correction is honored. A longing fulfilled is sweet to the soul, but fools detest turning from evil. He who walks with the wise grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. Misfortune pursues the sinner, but prosperity is the reward of the righteous. A poor man's field may produce abundant food, but injustice sweeps it away. He who spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is careful to discipline him. The righteous eat to their heart's content, but the stomach of the wicked goes hungry. There's a overarching theme, a couple themes as we walk through this Wise Living Part 1. One of those is satisfaction. Satisfaction, and then actually it leads off of satisfaction into discipline, correction, being able to actually be satisfied with discipline and correction because it's leading me, it's guiding me. But as a part of that, there's also this overarching theme of humility. A wise way of living is to live in humility. Part of that is to be satisfied, to be content in discipline and correction, understanding that you don't have everything right. The fool, as it's speaking to here, the wicked, and being able to put them into a party, is just going to go about their way, thinking that their way is right, thinking that their emotions and feelings are the ones that are leading them, as it says at that last part of being able, they're not going to be satisfied. They're just going to keep eating. To be content, satisfied, because there's leadership, correction, and discipline. But to walk in humility is wise. And so as we get to see here, it is humbling in many ways to be led, but if I put it in a different way, it's maybe going to hit your ears a little bit different. We want to be led by God. Our shepherd, Jesus, the one that goes before us, that knows the future, the one that actually has everything in his hands and can take care of everything. Don't you want him as your leader? So many times we jump ahead of that because we're not satisfied with his timing. We're not content in his provision. And so we jump ahead and we go in our own ways. But wise living is actually calling us into that life of humility, being led, following his ways, and being satisfied and content in just that relationship that we have with God. He is leading us, he is guiding us, he is correcting us, he is disciplining us, and we have to say thanks be to God for that. That wise living is being satisfied and content in what he gives to us, how he leads us. And wise living is to actually be called into a life of humility, servanthood in that relationship to God, and it'll go out to others. As you read through chapter 13, you have these short sayings that just really directs us and pushes us into wisdom. And the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, being awe of the Lord. But he's leading us, but also being open for wise counsel and wise community for that leadership as well. When we think we got everything figured out, when we think that we're going to be walking in the only way and it's got to be my way, a lot of times that leads us into discontentment, unsatisfied, or lack of confidence, or whatever that may look like when it just continues to be about us. But wise living is being satisfied, content in your relationship with God, and what he is providing you, how he's leading you, and how he's correcting you. And wise living is to be a servant, called into life of humility. Philippians chapter 2 really puts this forth of being able to say the life of Jesus in that relationship with God, to honor him and all that he did, but he humbled himself to be able to come into our lives, die a death on a cross, and be a servant to you and me. I pray that you can be satisfied and content with God loving you so much that he sent his son, Jesus. I pray that as we walk in the wisdom of living, that we too can be a servant to all and live a life of humility. Yeah, as I began, I end. What a hero Jesus is in our lives. Let us be content and let us be humbled and being able to just serve him and him alone. To God be the glory. Have a blessed day.